So in this problem, we want to find the mean deviation of this data. So to find the mean, I'm going to add up all the numbers across here in the green. That is 80. And I go to count how many there are, and there are 10 of them. So I do 80 divided by the 10 numbers, and I get a mean of 8. Okay. Now, the mean deviation is something very similar to the mean. It's very closely related, right? The mean deviation is basically saying the mean says that we would expect all of these numbers to be more or less 8. Because mean is a way of getting out, like, you know, generally describing the numbers. But we look at some of these numbers, and some of them are very close. Yeah, that kind of predicts it. But some are way off. Like, we expect it to be 8, but guess what? It's 0. Right? So the mean deviation is a way of saying, like, well, how close is the mean to all the data? So let's just go through and see. How far off were we here? We expected to be 8, but it was 2. So we're 6 off. We expected to be 8, but it was actually 14. Once again, we're 6 off. We expected to be 8, but it was 0, so we're 8 off. Here we're 8 off. Here we got it on target. We got it on target. We're off by 3. We're off by 3. We're off by 1. We're off by 1. So if I look at all these data, I can see how much I was off by each time. Right? And what the mean deviation is I'm going to take this data to see how far. I'm going to take the mean of the deviation. So the deviation means the difference, right? So I'm going to take the mean of this data. So I'm going to add up all the times how much I was off each time. And when I do that, I get, let's see here, 6 plus 6 plus 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 2. When I do that, I get 36. Then I divide it by how many there are. There are 10. And when I divide that, I get 3.6. And that's the mean deviation, 3.6. And basically what that means is every single time I'm off by about 3.6.